Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel PC Geo Kimberlite. Today we are going to see another important topic from SY BSc Structural Geology from the semester 1 paper, joint chapter part 2, that is the genetical classification. Earlier videos we have seen part 1 where we have seen the definition of a joint, parts associated with the joints, and the geometrical classification. Now within this second video we are going to see genetical classification. This is a small topic is there, and that has been divided into two. I am Dr. Sajid Undekar, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Geology, AKI's Pune College, Arts, Commerce, Science, Camp, Pune, Maharashtra, India. Affiliated to Sule Pune University, and formerly it is known as University of Pune. Yes, we'll begin the genetical classification of joints. Classification of joint is based on the origin. That is a very important. Whenever you are going to discuss about the genetics, there will be a origin of the joints. Here we have the topic which is their genetics. So here we are going to only focus on how these joints have been formed. So origin. In this, we try to understand the nature of stresses. Means whatever the forces which are acted on to this particular rock, and due to that, whatever we are going to form the joints, that joints we are going to make out, and we try to find out what will be the important forces which are there, which are acted on the rock, and we are going to get the different types of joints which are there. And the joints fractures are produced as a result of tension or shear stress acting on a rock. Tension means the pressure which has been created, that is a compression will be there, or tension will be there, shear stress will be there. So the other forces which are there. So here we have, that is, uses of these stresses may be variously ascribed to contraction, compression, unequal uplift, subsidence, earthquakes. So these are the things which are there, due to which the forces will be acted on this, and we are going to get the joints. And genetically, joints can be classified as shears fractures or tension fractures, or including the extension fractures. Most joints are systematically arranged about the fold, and it has generally assumed that they have been resulted from the same compressive force. In the fold also, whenever any sedimentary rock has been compressed, then due to the compression there is upward arching or downward arching, and in that arching there is a lot of stress has been generated, and due to the stress perpendicular that we are going to get the joints, and that joints will be there. And that joints also, the we have the release and perpendicular joint, that we have feather joints are there, that we are going to make out. The first and simple one is the tension joint. Yes, whatever the pressure you are exerted, now you can see this compression force has been applied. Now what is happening? Once a compression force is applied, whatever the thickness is there of that, say it is 7 centimeter rod is there, rock is there. Now that rock we have been trying to compress it out. Say 70 centimeter has now become the 5 centimeter. Then what is happening? Where the 2 centimeter has gone? That means the rock has gone under the elastic and plastic deformation, and due to that, the whatever the sedimentary rock is there, it has been bent. A bending type of structure has been formed, whether it may be anticline upward arching or downward arching. That is, here we are showing you the bend has been taken place. But as wherever the maximum curvature is there, you can find out perpendicular to this we are going to get the joints, and these are the tension joints. So perpendicular to the force which is applied, and due to that, at the maximum curvature, whatever we are going to get the force, joints which are informed, these joints are called as the tension joints. It may be with the pressure we may be applied towards, or it may be pulling. When it is pulling is there perpendicular, that also in the center we are going to get the joint. So now there will be, what is happening, decrease in the volume will be there. So when you are going to compress, 7 centimeters has become the 5 centimeters. So decrease in the volume may due to the shrinkage of rock. An example is tension joint in a columnar joints in the basalt, that we are going to make out. The next important one, and this is 100% will be asked in the examination for a 5 marks. Columnar joint, yes, or give the genesis of the columnar joints, how the columnar joints have been formed. So here we have to give out this one answer. Now, whatever we have to see the columnar joints, what is there? Whatever the magma is there within the magma chamber, it has been erupted on the surface, and that lava has been spread on the surface. Now, what is happening? There will be a high temperature pressure condition of that magma is at a greater depth. Once it is coming off from that particular depth to the surface, what is happening? A lot of energy has been used in cutting the country rock, which are come in the path. They are cut down, and so whatever the rocks are there, they have been started melting out. So energy which is there, heat which is there, which has been utilized in melting that particular point, and due to that, whatever the magma which is coming up, the original composition of the magma is continuously differentiated because there is a continuously contamination, new thing is go on adding, and the composition of the magma it changes. Once it is come on the surface, the whatever the composition is there in the core, that is in the magma chamber, and now once it is come on the surface as a lava, then there is a total difference is there. A lot of difference will we are going to get into the composition of the magma. Once the magma is erupted on the surface, normal we have say 1000-degree temperature will be there, assuming we have been assumed. So now surrounding temperature may be from minus those area which are at a very close to the poles are there will be the minus 10 to 50 degree, and wherever the hot climatic conditions are there up to 50 degree. So say maximum 50 degree we have the temperature on the surface. So the magma, the lava which is there, it is 1000. So what is happening? First thing, once the lava comes on the surface, whatever the vapors, volatile material, the gases are there, they will be escape it out. So what is happening? Once they gone, immediately drastic the temperature comes down, because whatever the pressure is there, this is the pressure has been built due to these gases, volatile material, gases, steam is there, so it has been evaporated, and now this particular lava has been mobility is more, so it is spread a long distance. So the thickness of that particular material will be at everywhere. It is as you go long distance, it is going to make out travel a longer one, and now it is started cooling out. So center of contraction is going to form. So here we are seeing this center of contraction is formed at the various places, and towards that there is a elements will be contracted. Yes, from say Mgi required, Fei required, Si required. Yes, so earlier one, the first metal which is normally going to form as a non-metal is the olivine, which is at a 1800 degree. As the temperature down, first Mg olivine is there. Then in the end, we are the 1200 degree. We have Fe olivine is there 100%. Then we have pyroxene, then amphibole, then the mica. Then we have the in the end we have the what we have the quartz. Other side we have the one plagioclase series will be there. So continuous and discontinuous series. So this is the Bowen's reaction series is there. So in that the material started coming contact together and minerals started to slide. So due to this, tension will be created, and due to the tension, a joint will be rupture has taken place, and this rupture is not only seen on the surface, is go deeper side, and once the magma cool, these fractures have been forming as a joints, and they go on a deeper one. Now polygonal or hexagonal shape structure has been formed, and this is what we have, a columnar structure. The columnar joints will be there, and that is going to form that particular place. So this is what we have from the surface to the depth. We can find out the joints will be continue on the surface, and they're going to form. Now the best example to see this and the columnar joints will be there in India. If in Maharashtra is there, the Kolhapur, we have a Panalgad is there. If you walking the steps along that area, you'll find out these columnar joints are there. If you go towards the Akalkot area, Naldur, this is the area. Fort is there. Below the fort, you are going to get this particular columnar basalt. It's the best example. Or those, if you want to go to Ireland, it is the best one where we have the columnar. These are the best one exposed over there. You can go and see that particular point. So that is there. So lava flow solidifies around 100-degree temperature, during which subsequent cooling which is take place on the surface is contract. As a result of contraction, tension forces will be set up at the and the what we have, not a Java, it is a lava. Yes, that is a spelling mistake. I rectify that. Here you have to be make it as a lava flow resulting into the joints. So here you can see center of contraction will be there and material will be contracted, and due to this contraction a tension is created, and perpendicular to this joints will be forming, and each separate one is going to form, and they are going to go into the deep one, and we are going to have such type, we are going to get the joint. So you can see now the best one, columnar, which is their perfect one. Yes, the same one I have drawn the diagram here. Contraction will be taking place, and perpendicular this, these joints are there, and there goes deeper and deeper one. So this is what we have, this particular part, whether columnar perfect or polygonal, any one shape will be there. See, another view will be there, and the same way, whether it is in the form of dike will be going to get out, somewhere it is a eruption which will be there. So any type will be there. So that is the best exposure of the what we have the uh, similarly, when you are going to see in the mud cracks, this is the best example. Now, rainy season is there, or if you just throw a water or bucket on the soil, yes, in summer days, then what is happening? Uh, Half an hour, we'll find out that soil has been now we have absorbed the water. Yes, all soil molecules are absorbed, and this soil molecule will the whatever molecules are there, they're present between the two soil molecules. And now, as the sun started in the mid comes in the noon, after afternoon, we'll find out slowly the water has started vaporizing from that area, and slowly we'll find out cracks are generated, and these are nothing but the mud cracks are the similar type of phenomena has been formed in forming the columnar joints. Next one, tension fractures can also be formed due to the couple. Yes, this is the two couple will be there. They have been compressed together, and this will be represented some crevices. The cracks which we are going to see in the glacier in the path, we have the crevices are there. In that crevices, we are going to see the tension fractures. Next one, feather joints. This is a very important one. This will be asked tension fractures, feather joint for 1 marks. Are the tension fracture related to the faulting? Thus, feather joints are the used in determining relative movement along the faults. These are used to measure how much the relative displacement has taken place along the fault. So this will be the important is there that the feather joints. The Now the next one, joints associated with the folds. Whatever we have the folds are there in that fold, whatever we are going to see the joints in that, there are the two important joints. One is extension joint, and second one is a release joints. Now here I have been shown the anticline I have been drawn. This is the what we have the axial plane. Yes, complete plane has drawn, and this is what we have the vertical plane A, B, C, D. This is what we have. So in this, the extension joint, these are perpendicular to the axis of the fold. So these are perpendicular to the axis. This is the axis of the fold. So perpendicular to this one, if you draw a four joint like this, then this will be called as the extension joint, perpendicular to the axis of the fold, and here are produced by indirect tension along the axis under the active compression. When going to apply a compression force, and due to that compression force, they are going to form. Next one is release joints. What is the release joints? That the whatever you have been exerted the pressure, compression pressure we have been exerted, now due to this the fold type of, and here we have parallel to the axial plane or parallel to the axis. Yes, parallel to the axial plane, we are going to have the joints are produced, and these joints are being called as the release joints. So extension joint, release joints, these are also been asked for a write a short note. Yes, one mark will be there. Question number one will be there. There will be 10 short note is there, and in that one mark will be the short note. Write answer in a two or three lines. So there, this particular important definition will be asked by the examiner. So you have to prepare this for your semester. Similarly, in your internal examination also, we are going to give the questions. A set will be given, say 60, 70 questions will give you, and out of this, we are going to ask you the 20 questions. Five more questions will be there, true and false. Five will be there, match the following. Five will be there for write a proper answer, and 5 will be defined. So this is the way 20 marks internal exam, and that will be the marks will be converted into 10 marks, and 40 marks will be your external exam is there. So this is the way your what we have, the exam will be conducted. So you have to prepare one or two times. You can go through this. If you have any problem, you can write down to me, or directly give me the message below this or in the comment section, or you can on my mobile number give me the that, sir, I don't understand this term in this particular video. So that is there, because nowadays now I have already 30 videos have been uploaded. So which video you have been talking, I don't have to be I have to know properly. So give me the title of that particular video and which particular point you are not been understood, so that I can explain you in giving you the answer in a short way. If you want any notes, already I have been put my notes on a group, WhatsApp group. In the Google, in the timeline, I have given already the notes are given, but sometimes the note will be more than 6,000 words. Then it is difficult to make it over there. So sometimes 12,000, 14,000, 18,000 words notes are there. So it has become difficult for me to how to prepare that. But shortcut methods have been given, but you may not be feel good when you're going to write this one. But if you point is there, conjugate joints associated with the folds. Whenever two intersecting sets of joints, say now here very important, two sets of joints, maybe vertical incline or horizontal, may vertical incline, both may be intersect, or vertical horizontal or horizontal incline, whichever may be at a right angle will be there, and this will be called as conjugate systems. So this will be, again you have to prepare for 1 mark. This will be the important one, will be shear joints. Definitely the examiner is going to ask you a question on this. Joints which are produced at right angle to the stresses, whatever the pressure you have applied, whether compression phase or tension force or couple which we are perpendicular, that whatever the joints which have been taken place, these joints are called as the shear joints. Shear joint result from the compression or can be result of the couple. Shear fractures are difficult to recognize. Yes, that will be there, because conjugate system of joints are often considered to be a shear joint. Whenever you are going to see any conjugate system of joints, whether it will be incline, horizontal, or a vertical one, so any two will be there. So these two conjugate shear fractures will be a shear conjugate system of joints will be called as the shear joints. So in this block diagram, you can see now this is one, this is another one. So two sets we have been drawn. Both are the what we have, the vertical one. Yes. Only thing is that the direction which is there. The one is north, east, southwest. Second one is northwest, southeast. Yes. Whenever you're going to now, how you're going to use it out? See that this particular point, you have to imagine now this is your north. So right hand side is your east. I told you left hand side is your west. So with this you have to find out, draw the vertical lines and horizontal, and whenever you give right from north, whenever you have to give this word, don't use west north, always with the respect to the northwest or northeast, similar southeast or southwest. So this is the way you have to use the direction, and you have to mention the direction in this particular fashion. Don't be use another one. These are the two sets of vertical joints, one of which is striking west north west, and that is again they have been made part. Then the second one is east northeast. So that is there. So been given the part which will be there. So that direction which have been compressed will be given. Yes, this will be asked for 5 marks. Cheating joints, columnar joints, and cheating joints. These are the two important topics are there from this, and rest one will be there in a 1 mark. They will be, you have to prepare the topic for 1 mark. Now sheets are there, like example, whatever the basalt is there, like sorry, not basalt, granite, which is at a greater depth, and due to upper part which is eroded, yes, upper part has been quarried out. So what is happening, whatever the load which is there on that particular batholith. Granite will be there, batholith, yes, which a huge batholith mass will be there. And due to this stress release, perpendicular to stress, what is happening? Sheets have been formed, and like what we have the onion layer, one by one layer, you can take out the sheeting joints. Yes, this rupture will be similar to that. So this will be called as sheeting joints. Sheeting is a form of rupture similar to the joints. Sheet joints are fracture which are generally curved, yes, like an onion like a structure, essentially parallel to the topographic surface. In the region is undergoing rapid erosion. That is, I told you, whenever we have the basalt, not a basalt, granite, batholith is there, and the upper part is there, it has been eroded very fast. So due to that, the pressure has been released. The whatever the rock which are there and the compression, pressure has released, perpendicular that the sheet joint has been formed, and one by one layering the exfoliation type of thing, you're going to get it out. So that is the what we have the sheet joints. So sheet joints fractures are closely spaced near the surface of the earth. They are separated from one another by a distance which can be measured in inches. So between the two, what we have the joints is there, that distance will be in inches you can measure. The interval increases with the depth. As you go down and down, what is happening? They are go on broadening. Yes, the whatever the distance between the joints is there is gone because there will be pressure is less, because still that particular rock is under pressure is there, so it has not released, but that has been expansion more has been taken place, and perpendicular joint will be taken place, and that will be a broad one. So normally sheeting will be best exposed in artificial openings such as the quarries. In the quarries you are going to get, you're going to see these type of sheetings. Along the sheeting is the best developed in granitoids. Yes, that I told you, granite will be the best one, similar ones, and the sandstone is there, but granite is the best one to see the sheeting joints. Now, there are the hypotheses are there. Yes, the whatever they have given the theories are put forth by the various people. That hypothesis we're going to see. Now, the first hypothesis, what is there? Sheeting due to tension because of cooling of intrusive body, means whatever the body is there in the below the surface, it has been cooling down. Due to this, there will be shrinking. So that is the one aspect has been given. That this hypothesis is based upon the fact that sheeting is parallel to the upper contact intrusive body such as granite and the form the tension fractures. Yes, that will be there. When intrusive body cools, tensional stresses are set up, as a result of which sheetings are produced. From such hypothesis, it appears that sheeting controlled topography, but not vice versa. That this hypothesis that sheeting will be controlling the topography, but not vice versa. The other answer they have been not probably given by this theory. However, it is found that sheeting is unrelated to igneous contact. So there also the drawbacks will be there. So demerits will be there for this particular hypothesis. Sheeting due to tension because of release of load during erosion. That is the what we have seen. That is the in the sheeting joint, that whatever the upper part is there, it has been eroded very fast. Normally, whether you are going to make the mines and all that, so you are taking out the upper part which is very fast, and due to that, you are going to get the sheeting joints, and that will be very fast. We are going to make out on the surface. They are very thin, but as you go, the distance between the what we are sheeting joint is go on increasing. So that is there. So this is the various hypotheses which are been given, promulgated, and the same what we have been explained. I hope I have tried to explain you this particular topic, and I given the inputs also how you have to prepare this particular topic for the examination point of view and your competitive examination point of view. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, kindly press like button, share my video in your groups, subscribe my channel, and without fail write down your comments. So with that comments I come to know whether you like it, or whether what are the drawbacks, or what addition you want, or something which you could not understand. Your doubts or queries you can write down in the comment section, so that I come to know that answer I will give you. Yes, thanks, have a nice day.